Hello, wonderful Wonder Tips channel viewers, my friends. You are super great. I love you all, and I bring one of the best persons in the industry for our podcast series. Guys, life is great. You people are great. Everything is great. When we feel that we are in positive mindset, everything starts. And in around 85% role is of our mindset. If our mindset is done, you are great leader, you are great creator, and you are a great person indeed in this world. So in today's series, I am bringing my friend Gordon Tredgold from Spain. He is the Institute of Leadership approved person, global top guru, 30 personality, and you will enjoy his words or wisdom. So let us welcome all with clapping, and so that my friend can introduce himself. Yes, come on, my friend, Mr. Gordon. Tell me about yourself, then formal interview of podcast questions will start. Welcome again on this channel of mine, VK Chaudhary.
Thank you.
See you. Thank you. Please.
Thank you for having me. So yeah, my name is Gordon Tredgold. I do live in Spain, but I am from Yorkshire, the home of Geoffrey Boycott, Michael Bevan, Joe Root, hundreds of great cricketers who played for Yorkshire and England, and I'm a big cricket fan. And I just see that England are doing well in the first innings in the fourth test, so come on, England. I spent 30 years working in IT in leadership capacity, driving large complex programs, and that allowed me to learn what worked and what didn't work in leadership. And for the last 10 years, I've been trying to share with people the things that I've learned that will help them improve their leadership. And the kind of things I'm teaching and sharing are the things I wish I knew 30 years ago so I could have been more successful than I was at that time. So that's my background, that's who I am, and that's what I do.
Wonderful. And I know something about you when we were discussing that, Gordon, you are running marathon, you are
I
trying.
am.
What is your good age and how it feels better, so that my audience, your audience can know that fitness mantra is the best mantra for any person in this world. Please.
So I'm 64. And
Okay.
I started running marathons when I was 53. And when I decided to do it, people told me, you're too fat, you're too old, you're too unfit. But I then learned about Faruja Singh, who at 100 years of age ran the London Marathon. And I thought, if he's 100 and I'm 52, I'm not too old and I'm not too unfit. And sadly, I heard he died, I think this year, and he was 114.
Yeah, Fauja Singh was 100.
Yes. And, so when we talk about fitness being a good thing, I do not doubt for a second that him being able to run a marathon at 100 didn't help him live to be 114 years. And he didn't die. Well, he did die, but it wasn't illness. He was run over in a road accident. So without that, he would probably still be going on to 116, maybe 120, who knows?
Yes, I'm a great sports fan because I have run my, 10 kilometers alternate day during my college days.
Yes.
That was the stamina. And that stamina was that I was playing 15 games. And
Yeah.
till date, that is helping me mentally and physically. I have worked great in my last 44 years in textile industry. So I wish all my friends all over the world, that they should enjoy this health tonic without spending much money. Otherwise, you'll have to spend a lot to make it better.
So I think one of the things. So growing up as a youngster, I was always mad for sport. I played everything, but I think now it's only in the last 10 or 15 years that I've realised that not only is sport great for our physical health,
Mhm.
running is great for your mental health. You go run 10K, and at the end of the 10K, all of your stress gone.
Yes.
You're running free, your mind is free, you're in mentally and physically you're in a much better place. And I wish I'd started it earlier.
Wonderful, wonderful. I would have your some clips of say 10 seconds, 15 seconds of running. I will include this in our this video. Okay, for the people to just motivate. So now coming on to the first official podcast question is you often speak about inspiring leadership.
Uh,
It's being an inspiring leader truly mean in today's business world.
so I think one of the things I would say is that my thought on this has evolved as I've started to learn more and become more knowledgeable about it. What I would have said before is inspiring people would be about showing the way, setting the example. But now I think inspiring people is about we cannot outperform our own self-image. If you think you're fat, you'll never be thin. If you think you can't run, you'll never run. If you think you can't write, you'll never be an author. And leaders, when we inspire people, it's about changing people's self-image to
Right,
get them to achieve more because they now see themselves better and in a different light. And for me, that's what I think leadership and inspiring people is. It's about re-engineering their self-image to free them to achieve bigger and better results.
wonderful, my friend. Wonderful. So your fast next question is your fast framework is a Chartered Management Institute finalist. Can you break down the four principle for us how they drive best results in life?
Yeah, so the thing about FAST is that, and it's not an acronym I came up and then tried to figure out what the words were. I had three of them, and then when I added the fourth, it spelt fast, and I thought, okay, now I can use that. So it's not an acronym that's been engineered to fit. And it's about the four reasons why we fail. And I used to be a turnaround expert. So I would come in, take over failing projects, and my job was to get them back on track. And what I found was there were four key reasons why we fail. A lack of focus. We do not know what the goal is clearly, and it's well understood by everybody. And that's about the what are we trying to do? Second reason why we fail, it's about accountability. A lack of it, we're either not holding people accountable or we're not following up. And also the accountability is about the who and do the people know what's expected of them? So if you don't know what it is they're trying to do and people don't know what's expected, you're not going to be successful. And then the second two parts is we overcomplicate things. And when things become complicated, this is when we think about quitting. People are not afraid of hard work, they're afraid of failure. And when things are complex, it's difficult to see how you're going to be successful. So we
Very
need to simplify things, get everybody on the same page, everybody believing, everybody with that new self-image, and we'll put them in a good position. And then the last part, it's about transparency. There's a reason why cricket teams want to bat last. It's because they know exactly the total they need to score. So in a 20 over game, if you need to score 200 to win, it's 10 and over. And if
Yes.
you're on track, then you can cruise and take it easy. If you're behind, you can speed up. But if you don't know, then how are you going to, if you don't know where the finishing line is, how can you get there and how can you sprint at the end to have a good finish? So fast, it's about a lack of focus, accountability, simplicity, and transparency. That's why we fail. So if we improve all of those, now
Wonderful.
you now you're on the path to success.
Great. Very correct.
And
So,
let's just come back to accountability for a second. The third test in at Lords, Jagada knew he needed to score 150 runs, and it was just slow, take the time, ones and twos, the odd four. Suraj should have known it was his job to not get out. And
yes.
he thought it was his job to score the runs. And that's why they failed, because he didn't do his job.
Yeah, very right. Otherwise, 22 runs were very easy.
Yeah.
He could
Yeah.
have,
Just
yes,
Jagger got you to the jaws of victory.
yes, yes, yes,
And the guy at the other end who wanted to it- play a different role to what his role should have been, that gave England a chance to squeak through.
yes. But on the whole, it was a great test match.
It was a great test
Such a
match.
finish of by 22 runs like that. Wonderful.
It
So,
was a great advert in a time when the 2020 sport
yeah,
is dominating. That was good test cricket.
wonderful, wonderful. So, my next question comes. You have led global teams and managed programs worth over $100 million. What was your biggest lesson from those high stakes situations as a leader?
The criticality of simplicity.
Ah,
When you've got 1,000 people, you can't just say charge because they're going to ask which direction. What am I supposed to do? And if you've made the instructions complicated and you have 1,000 people, there's going to be too many people saying, "Excuse me, I don't understand this." And they're going to keep coming back and asking you, what does this mean? What am I supposed to do? So when you're leading large teams, you've got to be absolutely crystal clear in instruction. And the best way to do that is to keep it as simple as possible. Now, that doesn't mean the solution needs to be crazy simple, but we have to be able to explain it simply. Because when everybody understands, then 1,000 people can all run towards the goal. If they don't understand and you shout charge, it's chaos. It's absolute chaos. So we have to keep things simple. And
wonderful.
and a lot of times because we know, we think everybody else knows.
Yes, yes. Wonderful. So my next question comes, in your experience, you have vast experience of IT. How does operational performance improve by 500%, 1000%? What shifts must a leader make to enable that?
So we talked earlier when we were introducing ourselves about the 1% improvements. And when you're looking to improve by 500%, the secret is to get every single person involved. If you've got 1,000 people and they all improve by 1%, that's 1,000% improvement.
Yeah, very good.
And it's about getting everybody involved, getting everybody excited about it, getting everybody pulling in the same direction and understanding what we're trying to do. So we have to empower and liberate the people. It's not about control, it's about empowerment and release. let the people go and give them direction, but then let them go. Give them positive feedback. And when you do that, and if you've got, even if a team of 10, if all 10 people are looking for improvements, you're going to improve significantly. If it's only one or two people, you'll get some improvement, but it won't be great. And then the second part of it is recognition. Once you start recognizing those improvements, people will repeat it and they'll want to do it again and again and again. Everybody comes to work wanting to be successful. And
Right.
as leaders, if we can put them in a position to be successful where they can see what to do and they understand it, all you need to do is step back and
Wonderful.
applaud as they achieve amazing results.
Right, right. So, how wonderful knowledge we are getting from expert Gordon. Thank you very much, Gordon. I'm very much happy that I'm able through you show the face of great leadership to all the persons all over the world. And when big companies are there in IT or any other company, manufacturing companies, if the manpower is not committed, they are not having integrity, the results cannot come. So,
So,
yes, please. Your view.
so it doesn't matter who's driving the car. If it's not in gear, it's not going anywhere.
Yeah. It may be any good car.
Yeah, you can press the accelerator as much as you want, but if the gears are not engaged, that car is going nowhere. And that is exactly what you're saying there. You need the people engaged. This is the wheels connected to the engine, connected to the steering wheel. When you have all of that, the car will move forward. If it's just the person driving with no engagement, the car makes a lot of noise, doesn't go anywhere. Doesn't go anywhere.
Wonderful. So, all my viewers, it may be tycoons of business of any stream. I really tell that your HRs heads should see how the training needs for individual is required. They are doing it very well. And if you want any guidance, the person who has led from the front for say more than 30 years is a right suitable person. You just call him, talk with him, because total details are there in the description. You can connect, and this is the role of technology. I gratitude
Mhm.
to Almighty for giving such wonderful stage. When people are talking. Just see, from Delhi headquarters, from India, and then from Spain, two friends, two motivational speakers, leaders are sitting with you, and you can connect, my friend Gordon, for further. So, how you are liking this? When you will see this live tomorrow on YouTube, you just see how you can do better. Companies will do better afterwards, but first, you do your best. You do your day better. You do your best life. That is my say. So wonderful. Now, coming on to next question, my friend Gordon. How can leaders balance results driven performance with building compassionate, human centric workplace?
You can't.
Yeah,
You can't balance them because when we balance things, it implies that one is more important than the other, and we need to get the mix right. Neither of these two is
right,
more important than the other. They are attached. So don't think about balancing them.
right,
High performance comes through heart-based leadership because nobody in the company, nobody in a leadership position in the company does any of the meaningful work. All of the hands-on delivery is done by the employees. So it's the leadership team's job to put them in a position where they feel good about what they're doing, they benefit from what they're doing, they have an opportunity to be successful, and they get recognized for what they're doing. So for me, it's not a balancing act.
Mm-mm.
These two go hand in hand. Heart-based leadership drives performance. And if you
Won-
try to drive performance without heart-based leadership, you'll end up with frustrated teams who might do well, but they will leave to go and work where they're better appreciated.
Wonderful. So, Gordon, I will be tasking one question on leadership style and transformation. You are described as having a thought provoking style. How do you challenge leaders to break their own limits?
Well, as I said before, people have a self-image that they can't outperform, so we have to change their self-image. We have to challenge the boundaries of their image, the boundaries of their comfort zone, and push them out. But what I like to do is I like to try and change people's perspectives. I'll give you an example. I did some leadership training in Ethiopia, and by the way, if anybody wants, I do a leadership styles assessment. I'll provide you with a copy, and if anybody wants to download it and assess themselves, feel free to do this. And this is about Daniel Gorman's 6 leadership styles: commanding, pace setting, visionary, affiliative, coaching, and democratic. And it sees where you spend the most of your time. And for me, we need to be spending more of our time in pace setting, coaching, and democratic, because that's where we include, involve, and develop people, as well as elevate performance. Visionary, it's about establishing a vision. And affiliative, for me, affiliative, you have to do more of that if you do too much commanding.
Mm.
Commanding leadership style, it should be 2 to 5%. And I say that because sometimes a leader has to say, no, we are doing this, but you should keep it to a minimum. And I did that in Ethiopia. One of the people put their hand up and they said, Gordon, I don't think you understand. In Ethiopia, commanding leadership is the most popular style of leadership.
Mhm.
And I said, okay, I'll take that challenge. Now then, there's 40 people here. Hands up, all those people who like a commanding boss. Anybody? Nobody. Not one of you has put your hand up. So don't tell me it's the most popular style of leadership. What you mean is it's the most common style of leadership. But as we've just proved, it is not popular at all. So if you wouldn't want to a commanding boss, why would you become a commanding boss? A commanding boss doesn't get the best out of you, but yet you think that's the best approach to get the best out of your team. And then you can see people say, yeah, you're right. I hate commanding leadership style. Okay, so let's stop doing it. So this is how I provoke thought and try and, challenge and get people to examine and think about things in a slightly different way, if that makes sense.
Really true. Wonderful. So, my next question is, although you have described it a little bit, you emphasize simplifying leadership. Why
Yeah.
simplicity is so powerful in complex organizations?
So let's just step back a little bit and talk about what we mean by complexity. And I say that for an obvious reason. One of those things is that I work in IT. I worked in IT, and we would do complex networking projects. We would build complex systems. But let's take the solution and put it to one side because that's complex. But we also work in a complex environment. I managed a team of 1,000 people. I had 300 people in India, different mother tongue, different accents, different time zone. I had 200 people in China and Malaysia, different accents, different culture, different time zone. I had 300 or 400 people in Germany, different time zone, accent, and culture. And then I had people in the Middle East and America. So just dealing with 1,000 people across a span of 18-hour time zones, different mother tongues, doing a project, any project in English is already complicated. So the first thing I have to do is simplify my language so that every single person can understand, know what's involved, know what's expected, feels comfortable and safe. And that's before we even start talking about the complexities of networks and VPNs and whatever it is we're trying to do. Just the environment is complex. And if we don't make that simple and then we drop a complicated problem into it, good luck.
Very true. Very true.
Good luck.
Yes. From your journey as a corporate warrior to a top
Uh,
leadership coach, what personal transformation did you undergo?
so after 30 years in leadership, I would say I knew everything about leadership.
Yeah.
10 years after coaching, speaking, and training on leadership, I would tell you I didn't know a great deal about leadership. I was able to lead, but it was the coaching, training, writing, studying, not the doing, but the studying and looking at the cause and effect and coaching people. That is where my real learning and understanding came from. And that was the transition from for me from being able to do it to being able to teach it. And that requires a significantly different level of understanding. And that's the transformation surprise I would tell you, the one that was the biggest surprise for me.
Great. Wonderful. My next question will be going a little faster as time is limited with us.
Sure.
So, many leaders, no, sorry, you have written more than 1,400 articles. And what topic never gets old or repetitive for you?
So there's a few topics I would say. One is, are leaders born or made? Leaders are made, and I keep coming back to that topic. Don't let anybody tell you you cannot lead. India, you had the caste system, and some people are born to lead, some people are born to follow. That's a caste system. It's a structure of oppression. In Britain, we had the class system. The working class couldn't be the officers in the army. It had nothing to do with capability. It's about oppression and control. So let's just forget that.
Hmm.
Leaders born is the ruling class telling us, know your lane. But leaders can be developed and learn skills from any walk of life. We can all lead as long as we go and practice. And then the second part I would say is belief, creating belief in people, the power of belief. If people believe they can do it, they have a good chance of doing it. If they believe they can't, they have zero chance of doing it. So I write a lot on the leader's role in belief engineering.
Wonderful. So, my dear viewers, just see how this hectic session is going on. and you are more concentrating. Just relax. Everything is clarified in a wonderful manner by my friend Gordon. And you can see a board behind me. You can take a snapshot also. These are the problems which we solve together, and you can get rid of your any problem. As my friend has told, leadership is not born, it is developed one. So you are future leader. You are our present leader. Just start with the leap of faith and you can do wonderful. So
So let me just add a point to that.
please,
Right on your left shoulder, it says mind rewire. And this is when we talk about thought provoking. I'm telling you for a fact, people tell you leaders are born because they want to protect the system and keep you out. Rewire your mind. Anybody can be a leader. You just need to say, I want to be a leader, step forward, practice and develop the skills, and you can be a leader. Rewire your mind.
wonderful, sir. Wonderful. You have motivated me also. Thank you. Thank you. So, how many books you have written? And
For
we will be giving those books details into this so that they can click the link and can get it. And some special benefit also I will request you to give to my all viewers so that all over the world they can get 5-10% discount if we can make like that. And names you can also write down. You can give this. But what is your experience in just short of 4 books? How you are fully feeling as a great author and thinking that you're
so
doing something good for the people.
So the first book is Leadership. It's a marathon, not a sprint. And that's about transformation of how I went from not running to running and how leadership can be used for transformation. And I'm my own guinea pig for what I believe. And you can see that how I go from non-runner to runner and how you can apply that in business. Fast, that's about how you set yourself up for success, have the right focus, the right accountability, the right simplicity, and the right transparency, and it'll put you on the path to success. The other book is a collection of some of the blog articles that I've written, and it's just some general principles. And then the last one is called 20 Habits of Highly Unsuccessful and Ineffective Leaders.
Are you
The
having
things
some
your
copies?
team,
Are you having some copies on the table so that you can show the picture also to my viewers? Great. 20 habits of
yeah,
highly great one, sir. Great. And
yeah,
another,
and this is about the things that you do subconsciously that disengage your team. And there's two audiences for this book. One audience is leaders who want to improve. The other audience is for people who work for leaders that don't want to improve, and just give them a score in the book and then leave them the book anonymously as a prompt to, hey, you need to fix this. Because not all leaders want to improve,
yeah,
but all leaders need to.
wonderful. And more the leaders improve, more will be the profitability and cultural change in the groups,
So
organizations.
I think one of the things that people don't realize is that the more a leader improves, the less work a leader does, because
Yeah,
your team does everything. So any leader that doesn't improve is going to be leading 110% every day. If you improve, now leadership becomes easy. It's
wonderful.
a walk in the park.
Yes, sir. So one last big question. What
Uh,
advice you will give to new leaders who want to scale their influence without losing their authenticity?
so, so the question is, how do leaders scale without losing their authenticity? Again, it's impossible to do that.
Ah,
If you lose your authenticity, you will not scale. You
yes,
will not scale. So you have to remain authentic in order to scale. Authenticity drives the scaling. If you try and scale and forget authenticity, you won't go very far.
Wonderful, wonderful, sir. Thank you. Now, my dear viewers, we are going ahead in this 5 rapid fire questions very fast. One word and some one sentence. Yes, come on, my dear friend Gordon. Leadership in one word.
I'm going to do it in two. I'm going to do it in one word twice. So for me, leadership is a privilege.
Yeah,
It's
wonderful.
an absolute privilege. And that's an adjective. If I look for a verb, it's influence.
Great,
Influence.
great. So, next, coffee, tea, or energy drink before keynote when you are giving?
Water.
Great one. Yes, sir. A book every leader should read.
Sadly, it's not my book. Unfortunately, the book I would recommend everybody to read, it comes from Harbinger Press, and it's called Leadership and Self-Deception.
Wonderful.
And it's an awful book. It is
Give
a
me
terrible
the
book.
link. Sir, give me the link. I will put it
I
in
will.
description.
It's an awful book because it leaves you in no doubt that when things go well, it's because of you. When things go badly, it's definitely because of you.
Wonderful. Your favorite failure that later became your main success. Because we learn from failure sometime.
We do. A failure that became a success.
No problem, no issue. Let us jump on to the next one.
Well, no, I would say that I wanted to be a leader and I felt that I needed to lead from the front.
Yes.
And but now I know that when you're leading 1,000 people, you have to lead from the rear. You have to let you have to let them be the hero. Don't be the hero. A hero will get you started on the journey, but the rest of that journey is about making them the heroes.
Thank you, sir. Wonderful interview, wonderful podcast. Thank you coming on to the stage.